Hey guys, it's Cameraman, and today we're gonna be.
What the f are you doing?
I wanted.
You really acting up right now?
Get my kids on the.
Hey guys, it's Tom's Refurb here. And in this video, we're finally gonna bring Hot Tomata back with an LS1 and a T56 combination. I'm so excited to start this project again. Yeah. Yeah, the shock collar works, huh? As you probably know, this LS1 T56 combo came out of a 2002 Camaro. It already has a nasty cam, and in the last video, we added a high volume oil pump and a McLeod twin disc clutch before sliding it in and starting the bolts. Now, this video, we have a lot of work cut out because we have to connect and install everything else to make it a running and driving truck. And the good news about that is, I'm pretty sure we already have to take the transmission back out.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So let's do that. Now the reason we probably have to pull this transmission out is due to the internal slave cylinder throwout bearing setup that came out of that F-body Camaro. Now if I had planned ahead, I would have found that this hydraulic line that is connected to it does not connect to the factory truck setup, and it doesn't. And the only way I can access this is by pulling the transmission back out. So what I have to do is pull the trans out, take this line off of the slave cylinder, rob the one out of the original truck transmission, put it back in here, then put it back on the motor. And it should be flawless and easy and perfect, and we'll do it so fast because I'm good at it now. Before we get too crazy, I'm gonna pop off the old one. Make sure I can get the line out, because I don't want to take that whole transmission out and then be stuck. That would stink. This is the old slave cylinder. Damn near the exact same design as the one on the transmission. For some reason, I thought these were splined, and because the input shaft splines are different on the transmissions, I just figured, oh, that's not gonna work. If I had taken the two bolts off like I just did, I would have realized it probably works. Transmission is lifted up. Fun fact. Factory 5-speed Silverado crossmember will work on the T56, including the trans mount. This one on top. Come on now. Yes, sir. Thank you. I love extensions. Bolts out. Upon further inspection, it appears I definitely could have used this. So I'm gonna pop this one off and see how well this one fits on. And if it doesn't fit on properly, I'll pop these little pins out and see if I can just swap the hydraulic lines. Now if we take the truck slave cylinder and slide it on there, it like kind of lines up, but I don't know, that bore's not the same. I would worry that that's gonna cause a problem and we just have to pop this back off. So I'm not gonna try to make this whole slave cylinder work. I'm just gonna try to pop off the hydraulic lines and swap them. Just gonna take a punch and pop out these little pins, hopefully without losing. Adios. Here comes the line. All right, now if all goes right, the lines will be the same size. Ooh. Yes, sir. That'll work. So this is a little rusty on the bottom, but it's nothing actually harmful, so I'm gonna pop that line right in there. Boop! Just like that. And then I'm gonna take his pin, pop that in there too. Man, we're gonna have us a working slave cylinder. Boom! If only I had done that multiple days ago. Whatever, let's put it back in. Back onto the transmission we go. That was really easy. I'm kicking myself right now. 106 inch-pounds. Nice and tight. Perfect. That thing slid in easier than it did every single time we tried installing it on the floor. Crazy! Torque to spec. That was the fastest trans uninstall reinstall I've ever done, ever. Heading back down. I genuinely thought this was gonna be apart for like 3 days because it would fight us, but no, that was a solid 20 minutes. Let's connect everything. The next thing I will install is the long tube headers because they are gonna be a monumental pain in the ass once we start putting everything else back on. This is honestly perfect right there. Holy shit.
That was not that bad. Here comes the other side. Alright, kind of hold on to it there. Let me get it in the fly pipe. Started at least. Oh man, that was too easy.
Hey, Cameron, can you give me some more bolts, please?
I got some leverage on this one. Got some leverage on this one.
One more bolt, please. Thanks. Oh, that one was no sweat. That one was cake. I'll take another.
There it is, I found it.
This is amazing. The two things that I thought would be the hardest, figuring out the clutch linkage and the headers going back on. Easy peasy.
Next thing I'm installing is this silly little wiring harness. And I was smart enough to leave that bolt in the oil pan, so this, in theory, pop on just like that. Oh my gosh!
Now, I'm gonna measure for a custom drive shaft. I've heard you could use like the factory two-piece automatic drive shaft for this scenario, but I don't want that. I want a performance-built, brand new custom drive shaft. So, I'm gonna measure it. Got a nice new slip yoke here. Gonna slide it into the back of the transmission, just like, till it bottoms out. And then I'm gonna pull it out 1 inch from being bottomed out, which is roughly right there. And cameraman is gonna hold the back side of this tape measure right on the center line. Can you hold that there, cameraman? Make sure you got it, careful. We also have the rear end jacked up to act like the truck is driving, and boom, we are right at 57.5, so that's our measurement. Now all I have to do is drop this off of the drive shaft shop along with the measurements, and then in a couple days, I'll have my very own brand new drive shaft. I'm gonna be putting all new air conditioning components in this truck because I want at least one hot rod that I can comfortably drive in the summer. And before I replace this, I'm gonna do like I said and heat wrap the entire engine bay because I'm lazy to paint it, and it's gonna look so fast. It's gonna look so cool. And it's gonna stay so cool because it looks so cool. Definitely not because I just don't want to paint it in here. We got a new one of these. What I'm gonna do in here is honestly mildly pointless, but it will keep some heat off of the firewall, and it also will look kind of cool. And it's also easier than painting. So what I'm doing right now is wiping off all the surfaces. I'm gonna be wrapping with some lacquer thinner just to clean it up so it sticks. And then I'm gonna slap this stuff on. I'm gonna have the fastest truck in the world just because of this. I would like the box, please. Thanks. This is heat shield that I bought off Amazon, which means it's gonna be the highest quality heat shield you can get. It's definitely a better deal than going to AutoZone and getting the same overseas garbage that this is. Oh, dude, oh my God. I bought 3 boxes of this thinking it would be like half the size. It's funny to me that I paid like $20 for this, but you'll go to the auto parts store and pay like $25, like a little square this big. And dude, I could use this as a blanket. In fact, I might. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut portions of this. So it's gonna go around all of the heater lines and AC components and stuff. But I wanna cover generally the entire firewall with this. So it reflects the heat off of it, keeps the interior a little bit cooler, and look kind of cool. I don't know, it's kind of stupid, but you know, we're gonna go for a one-stick wonder here. I'm sure it's gonna come out perfect. There's gonna be no wrinkles in it, and it's gonna stick evenly and smoothly, and I'm not gonna stick it to 18 things on the way in. Shimmy it on back here. It's stuck to itself. It'll be easier to do this in smaller portions if you're trying at home.
Come on, you stupid you dumb mother. In Soviet Russia, we call this stupid dumb. Stop sticking to everything, damn it! I know that's like your job and all, but
oh God, that looks bad. And I am gonna call this good enough. I'm gonna rob the AC compressor bracket off of the Escalade because I'm not gonna use it. I absolutely love how Chevy put the AC compressor bracket bolt behind the AC compressor. That is my favorite thing they did. Thanks, Chevy. Easy as pie. This is what I need. This is why people like LS motors. You can take a motor out of a Camaro and put all the truck stuff on it. That's pretty cool. Now I want to put some spark plugs in it, because I heard they're a little important for making your motor run. Pop plug wires on just so I feel like I'm doing something important. Boop. I'm gonna toss the power steering pump and alternator on now. I took these out right before I washed it. I'm gonna plug everything in the power steering pump first. New starter. New to me. I bought it off eBay. It was used. But the one on the Camaro sucked. It barely worked. So this one should be better. Starter installed. Now I will install the water pump off of the truck motor, and I'm also doing an electric fan conversion, so I have to take off this clutch fan, which I've never done before, so it'll be an interesting little challenge. I saw somebody on the internet do this. I have a feeling it might work. No. Oh, there we go, maybe it does. Maybe I spoke too soon. It's very tight, which makes me think I'm completely stripping it. Look, I'm making metal spaghetti. This is not good. I have a feeling I'm doing this completely wrong. However, I don't care. Look at that. That, my friends, was light work. Man, it's so much easier to install now. Beautiful. Now I will remove the engine lift plate cover and reinstall the valley tray, the knock sensors, and finally put my intake on. Oh! Adios. Before I hook up the wires and put the valley cover on, I broke this sensor last week. Here it is. It's broken. So I got a new one. Toss that in. Wow. Valley cover. Torqued. Brand new AC Delco knock sensors. Don't cheap out on these, because then you'll replace them again. This is a part I'm not looking forward to. That is the wires part. As you can see, they've been strung up in the windshield wipers and the hood mounts. Boy, oh boy, it's gonna be a good time figuring out where all this went. I just can't wait. I guess we'll remove these from their hiding spot. It's gonna be like a little scavenger hunt for wires. Click, click. There's one ground, and there's another ground. Now, just like last summer's Ron Burgundy video where I did a Trailblazer SS intake swap, I had to completely outfit it. So I have to do that again. I gotta put the injectors in, the throttle body on, all the sensors and things like that. So I'm gonna do that right about now. I have it most of the way assembled, although my dumbass forgot the O-ring for the throttle body. So I have that on order, but I can still set it on and just see how beautiful it's gonna look. Yeah, look good, baby. We got a race truck now. Some time has passed and I've spent said time buttoning up some tiny things on the truck, such as painting the core supports, installing the intake and the throttle body, installing the fuel lines, plugging up a couple wires, and I even found a clip to make the clutch line work, so now I have a clutch pedal. So let's button some more things up and then let's hit the key and see if it starts. This thing got super hard after it sat in the garage for like a month and a half. These eBay cold air intakes, man, they just barely fit over these big old throttle bodies. It's just so close. Perfect, so simple. Click. All these plugs are for the transmission. Not that I'm gonna use most of them. In fact, I'm probably not gonna plug any of them in right now. But I do need this O2 sensor. Click. One throttle cable. Boop. Not gonna be revving this or driving it. We're just gonna listen to it for a second. All right, we got oil in it. We hooked the battery up and I've disconnected both sides of the coils so we can crank it just to make some oil pressure in there. And then we'll hook them back up and see if it farts. Farts. Hopefully, it farts to life. If it doesn't, I'll be quite sad. All right, so let's crank it. I will admit I'm nervous. Alright, door dinging. We also popped the transmission in neutral. First thing, check for fuel leaks. Ready?
Nah, you're good, dude.
Alright, now I'm just gonna crank it and build some oil pressure. It's not gonna fire. Yeah! 60 pounds of oil pressure on the crank. Just cranking that key. Let's see if this thing lights off. It's gonna run like dog shit because it's still on the bone stock 5.3 computer. So it's gonna be super confused with the big injectors and the big cam and the completely different engine. But it still should run. Probably gonna run very rich and very bad. But let's give her a shot. You ready? Stand back, man. It's gonna be a big deal.
Oh, Tom! Forgot to put the oil cap on. Alright.
Alright, well, there's no coolant in it, so I'm not gonna like run it long, but 80 pounds of oil pressure at idle. And it runs, baby. Needs one hell of a bass tune because it is very confused, but oh, she runs! There's no new fluids dripping. Wow, that's cool. That damn runs! Yeah! LS1, baby. Hot Tomata's got an LS1. That's cool. I realized the brake booster was unplugged, which is why it idled so high. So now, let's listen to that cam chop, baby. Oh, mama! Definitely needs a tune, but I'm pretty happy with that. I wish you could be here to smell it. It smells like American muscle. Unburnt gasoline, no catalytic converters around here, boy. Thanks for watching the best damn automotive content on YouTube. I can't wait to see you soon when we get this thing all dialed in and buttoned up and driving. But that's enough for today. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Patreon to see lots of cool stuff. I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.